Right now, ladies and gentlemen, big hand for Mr. Paul Rabil.
Really proud to be here with everyone. It's quite an accomplishment to be here as a team and as individuals and the coaches that have been here for the first time and for those that have been here many times. I'd like to talk to you guys today about three things, and the first one being playing present. The second one is going to be about your career right now and then what's next for you. The third one is the legacy that you're going to leave after this weekend. So before I get into each, I do want to establish this moment that we're in. And I'm going to start by saying that right now we share a commonality. The Lacrosse Championships being back in Boston, and for the first time, the men's and women's organizations are sharing the same field. It's about time. More commonality. For the seniors, the only thing that's certain is that this final game, or this moment on this surface outside, will be your last, as it was mine back in 2008, when we played for the national championship and lost to Syracuse. Now, as you set to embark on this weekend, it's nice to know the history of the field that you're playing on. And we'll start with the New England Patriots. It was awesome to hear Coach Belichick talk, and they've won multiple Super Bowls on behalf of this city. There's also been many Hall of Famers that have walked up and down this field, and former college lacrosse teams that have won the national championship here as well. But it's not just in Boston. You're joining, potentially, a legacy of programs that have done the same thing on different fields. You're sharing in the same opportunity to win the same prize. It's history, etched in gold. A memory not once forgotten. A commemorative legacy that will anchor far beyond our lives on earth. Now, on to the present moment. And it's your moment. So, having shared an equal number of wins and losses, I've grown to learn to weather every game by trading in my expectations for the present moment. And I think we often get caught in the moment of how we expect ourselves to perform or how we expect the game to go, rather than looking at what's happening at that exact time. And it can kind of be broken down into two roads when faced with that narrative, when things don't go well. And the first one is that we'll complain, or we'll find excuses, we'll lose our vision, and we'll eventually spiral out. In sports, you hear people often say, well, things just didn't go our way that day, or the ball didn't roll in our direction. That's one way, and probably the road most traveled. The road least traveled is being able to accept a bad play and let it go. And then the key to that is letting go with confidence, which is really difficult to do. And I think the ultimate destination is that if you're able to let go, but having done so with the support of your teammates and your coaches, and that's really difficult. It has to be authentic. And what we found, and what I've noticed too in sports, is that there are plenty of organizations that share hollow words. The championship teams don't have any hollow words. Those notes of encouragement and confidence that you get from poor play or plays that don't go your way are the ones that really pick you up. I remind myself of the second and try to stick with it often. Logic also tells us that for most of you, the weekend's games will unfold in ways you will not expect. The best we can do is pump positivity, have a confident temperament, do your job. I believe in doing the present job, not the next one, and encourage those around you. And if that moment happens, inevitably, where we didn't play well, we miss a pass, miss a shot, turn the ball over, don't listen to our coach right away, and you're going over the sideline and get scolded. I found, and I encourage you guys to do this, given the environment that we're in, is just pause and look up and look at the crowd that's there for you and watching you, and take that moment and smile. I think when I was your age, I was so tense that I hardly looked up. And it's something that I'm doing now more than ever as I get older, and you can appreciate it and allows you to get back into that moment and attack the next play. So let's talk about your career for the seniors, and I actually think especially for the underclassmen. I enjoy listening to commencement speeches of all kinds. I think it's because I never heard mine in college because we were at the Final Four. But most of these speeches are centered around finding your passion, where you hear people often say, don't quit. And while there are truths to each, here's what I subscribe to. Anyone who says the aforementioned is likely already successful because of trial and error, and error and error, and then eventually a win. And they've probably made a ton of money in an industry that doesn't excite you or may have not excited them at the time. It's familiar rhetoric, I think. So, once this weekend ends, your next play will be to find something you can become good at. Maybe it's pro or international lacrosse, although the wages are small. More likely, however, it will be something that's not your first passion. Regardless, the shift will then turn to your effort. And 10,000 hours, as Malcolm Gladwell often says, is what you'll have to practice to become great at that, whatever it is. And I found that the emotional and economic rewards that accompany being great at something will make you passionate about whatever that is. Effectively, why you're all here today. And here's how you can find fulfillment and build wealth. One of your jobs right now is to be fit, eat clean, and recover. That's the same thing that over 90% of the most successful CEOs stick to every day. Most of them will say they sleep for 8 hours a night, and they eat well, and they work out every day, and practice some form of meditation. So don't stop doing that. On a regular basis, at work, especially while you're young, demonstrate both your physical and mental strength. Show your grit. Work an 80-hour week. Be the calm one in the face of stress. Do something kind for your coworker, in this case your teammate, every single day. Find a solution to a problem. That's a big entrepreneur thing for me. Find a solution to the problem, just don't point to the problem. Be an initiator. It's like being a dodger. People take notice. Most of, if not all of my career advice is unoriginal. I've gleaned it from different leaders and mentors over time. I also love quotes, and I'm going to read you one. It's from a favorite business person of mine and a thought leader. His name's Scott Galloway. He said, "The world does not belong to the big, but to the fast. You want to cover more ground in less time than your peers. This is partially talent, but mostly endurance." Now let's talk about your legacy. Our game right now is in a better place than it was 10 years ago. Partly because of the coaches who are here with you today, parents who are going to be watching you tomorrow through the weekend, the schools that are supporting you and funding this trip, and technology. Mostly, though, because of you. By being in this seat right now, you're setting the standard for all of your successors. Many of you will continue to raise the bar in lacrosse, and others across different industries. All of you will take part in mentoring the next crop of athletes, so that 10 years from now, the Final Four keynote can say the same as I just did. Or perhaps it will be one of you. To the Naval Academy women, your service for our country is taller, wider, and braver than anything we can all collectively say. Right now, Navy is comprised of 25% females. And of that 25%, 44% of them are student athletes. In school history, the Naval Academy has won 5 national championships across all of their sports. And all of those championships have been done on the men's side. For your service, resilience, and accomplishments in all facets of college life, thank you and good luck this weekend. To Navy, Maryland, Boston College, Penn State, Maryland again, Towson, Ohio State, and Denver. This is your moment. Enjoy it. Thank you for your time.